I want to share with you how the Kundalini Activation Technique was able to shift my frequencies so drastically that I moved from one reality to another. In this video, we'll put the theory aside and I'll take you behind the scenes and share an inspirational story with you so you can see for yourself how fast your whole life can change. I was a total mess. After my mother abandoned me, my father passed away, my business went bankrupt, and my relationship failed. I remember the darkness of those days, and all I felt was sadness and pain. Despite all odds, here I am today, living a life beyond my wildest dreams. So stay tuned and watch the whole video. In the last 4 videos, we covered a lot of groundwork. I showed you how to start with the Kundalini Activation Technique quickly and gave you tools to raise your frequency in just 3 minutes drastically. And I walked you through my entire blueprint, the roadmap to higher frequency and an upgraded reality. In case you haven't watched the first 4 videos yet, make sure you catch up because a lot of the information I've been giving away is more valuable and up to date than what you get in most paid courses. In this video, we're going to do something slightly different. I'm going to walk you through my own actual story, and I share how I used the Kundalini Activation Technique to shift my own frequency and manifest prosperity in health, in wealth, and happiness. My father had just transitioned and I felt so broken. Besides losing my only parent, I also lost my business and my relationship failed at the same time. I was suffering from insomnia, anxiety, and panic attacks. I was burned out, tired constantly, I had no confidence left, and I felt like walking around in the dark. Life seemed unbearable and quite meaningless those days. Here I was, emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially broken. One day, I went to a class that changed my life forever. As I began to practice, my anxiety vanished. I never had another panic attack, and my sleep has been excellent ever since. My nervous system has upgraded so much that now I can sleep anywhere, anytime. When I enter a plane, I fall asleep like a baby, no matter what's happening around me. So I continued to practice and began remembering phenomena of my childhood, such as how I met ETs and was taken on spaceships. I remembered where I had come from before I incarnated. I remembered information the Galactic Federation had shared with me as a child. I remembered because I regained the ability to see and communicate with higher beings. And it happened during classes. This incredibly joyful new hobby raised my frequency daily and gave me the necessary equipment to change my life radically. Within just a few weeks, I started to publicly share my knowledge about higher beings and began writing my first book, I Am God, which became a bestseller. Then I created a new business that was harmoniously aligned with my soul. I was no longer inside a dark tunnel looking for the light. Everything had turned to light. And to this day, almost 18 years later, it is still my absolute favorite ascension activation practice of all time. It still surprises me by how continuously it is upgrading my body, mind, and soul to receive ever more prosperity. There is no practice that will create prosperity for you out of thin air. But there's only one Pleiadian technology that can raise your frequency so fast and so powerfully to give you the clarity and the confidence, creativity, radiance, and vitality you need to match the frequency of your goals. And the moment you begin to practice the Kundalini Activation Technique, you can feel the frequency shift immediately. Because we all carry the spark of Christ consciousness within us. It is what enables us to ascend into a higher reality than the limited 3D matrix. This spark is the Kundalini energy that lies dormant at the base of the spine. All we have to do is awaken this energy to be able to utilize it. As it rises up the spine, it activates the 12th chakra system to interlock with the scattered helixes of 12-stranded DNA. Boom. I watch magic come to me every day. Every day, new roads open up for me. All the opportunities will flow to you through this technique, and you will be equipped to utilize them. I used to meditate for 2 hours up to 3 times daily without any significant results. However, the Kundalini Activation Technique gives me different sets that enable me to shift in frequency in just a few minutes of daily practice. I had been stuck in that dark tunnel for years before a fun practice of just a few minutes daily changed my entire life within a few weeks. Here's the thing. You're not supposed to suffer in this life. You have come to Earth as volunteers of light to assist humanity during a global shift in consciousness. You want to change your own life and you want to help people. You need prosperity to do that. And the way to achieve it is to raise your frequency. No amount of walking barefoot on earth or any other recommendations in the information jungle can ever raise your frequency to the levels I talk about. I know, because I've tried all of them during the last 20 years. I have even studied and become certified in more than a dozen spiritual teachings and healing arts. But it is the technique I speak about and teach you in my previous videos. I have practiced it for nearly 18 years, and I teach it to my students in my Ascension Activation Training, which is launching in a few days. You will be able to practice with me live, the fastest and most powerful technique to raise your frequency and manifest prosperity. You'll save years of trying different techniques without getting significant results. And you'll probably won't need to waste thousands of dollars on spiritual influencers who talk and talk and talk and never give you any tool that creates any magic. This is the age of Aquarius. We want energy and we want to experience it within body, mind, and soul. We already know the key to ascension is to awaken dormant DNA. And the way to do that is by working with the Kundalini energy. And as Victor Hugo said, nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. Now, as you can imagine, it's impossible for me to work with everyone. In fact, I like to keep my online courses relatively small to make sure that everyone can get the support and help they really need. So as much as I want to help everyone, I can only accept a small number of new students right now, while still maintaining the level of support that's needed to provide for the results that you want. So please understand, this is a genuinely rare opportunity, and spots will be granted on a first-come, first-served basis. This is literally the best program I've ever created, and I wouldn't be surprised if it sells out in just a few hours. So keep your eyes open and jump on board as soon as registration opens. This is the #1 technique I wish every human learns eventually. This is the practice you have been praying for. If you've made it this far through my 6 video series, then you're being called. How will you respond? In a few days, on Monday, July 14th, I'm opening the doors to my Ascension Activation Training. This will be the biggest and best training because I'll teach you everything I know about the Kundalini Activation Technique. You'll embark on a journey of profound self-discovery and healing and ascension. You'll have a simple, fun, spiritual practice that you can use to shift your frequency and reset your nervous system in as little as 11 minutes. Instead of meditating for hours, you will be able to ascend and achieve prosperity and health, money, relationships, without having to live a life of celibacy and abstinence and poverty or modesty. With the Kundalini Activation Technique, you can have it all. And I can't wait to be your teacher and guide you through the process. I will be there with you every step along the way to help you out and answer your questions. And the best part is that you'll be plugged into a community or rather a family of like-minded people who all have the same goal as you, to ascend spiritually without having to sacrifice anything. Now, to make sure I can really provide the support and help that you need on this journey, I need to ensure that our group doesn't become too big. This is why there will be a cap on how many people can join this Ascension Activation Training next week. The waitlist has blown up in the last 2 weeks, and there are still new people joining us every single day. So if you're on the waitlist, you'll be able to sign up one day before the general public on Sunday, July 13th at 10 a.m. Eastern. But even if you're on the waitlist, it's important that you secure your spot on time on Sunday. Since there are thousands of people on the waitlist right now, there will likely be a rush on Sunday. It's likely that everyone will try to register at the same time. Spots will be granted on a first-come, first-served basis. And once we've reached our total cap, registration will close. So it's important that you're on the wait list and sign up Sunday, July 13th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time sharp. If you aren't on the wait list yet, you can click on the link below this video and still sign up right now. In my next video, I'll give you some specific instructions that you can follow to make sure you get a spot in the program. And I'll also share some more information about the Ascension Activation Training and how it's faster than any other technique you might have seen before. See you in the next video.